Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. Today we are doing a video in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords. This video is a much requested video and it is about how to recruit other lords to your kingdom. For anyone that is in the process of making a kingdom or has a kingdom right now, they're fully be aware that they can't possibly take over the whole of Calradia with just their clan in their kingdom. A one-man kingdom doesn't really work. It's possible, sure, but it is very, very hard. So in order to, defy those odds, you're going to have to recruit other lords to your kingdom. This video is going to be about how to do so. We're going to be talking about the best ways to go about that and everything that, kind of goes in that. And if this is the kind of video that you want to see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We also have an active and growing Discord. We've got other people that play Bannerlord in the Discord as well. So if you want to join up, come and say hi and share your story, the link for you is down in the description. So how exactly do we recruit other clans to our kingdom? Well, first of all, it starts with the most basic of things. That is relationship. You have to have a good relationship with the Lord, with the clan that you are trying to recruit. If you do not have a good relationship, and if you have a negative relationship, then there's absolutely no way of getting them to join. You're going to have to do something within your game to boost that relationship. And there's tons of things that you can do. You can do little missions for them to boost relationship. You can release them after killing them in a battle. That will also give you relation. You could barter with them. And you can even side with them in policy agreements. Now, you may be asking, how can I side with them in policy agreements if they're not even in my kingdom? What I mean, like, if you have joined up as a kingdom as a mercenary, for instance, or if you have joined up in a kingdom as a vassal, then there will be situations in which you can improve relations with different lords and different clans. Then, for instance, if you're a vassal, you can agree with different policies, agree with different lords, acquiring different castles. If you are a mercenary, then you can just help them out in a battle, join them, sometimes even setting them free if they have been captured. Those sort of things. All these positive things you can do within your game from the very moment you start playing, mind. This is even before you even become anything at all, even before a clan clan, you can do positive things within this game to earn positive relation with all these lords. This is why I say in plenty of videos, don't take them prisoner, always release them, because that small amount of relation that you're gaining with all these lords are building up, and your actions in the game since the very beginning are counting towards what clans are going to want to join you when it comes time for you to start recruiting. Now, once you have got positive relations with a clan and you find the head of that clan and try to recruit them, all you have to do, guys, is fill the 4 golden circles. If you get 4 points, they will be willing to join you. It's as simple as that. Now, you can get a critical success for 2 points. You can get a success for 1 point. And you can get a fail, meaning you're not going to get a point or 2. Or you can get a critical fail, depending on which answers you pick. And if that happens, there's no going back from that at all. Now, once you actually get the 4 circles, the 4 yellow circles, all you have to do is give them dinars, give them items to the value in which satisfies them. The good news is, as you just saw, there is an auto offer feature, so they will, allow you to get them for the lowest possible price, and hey presto, they will join your kingdom after that. But there's a little bit more to it. Now, as you can see, I have a ton of friends. If I want any one of them to join me, all I have to do is make sure that I go over to their clan, find out who's ruling the clan, and then after that, I can seek them out. There's a few more things to it as well. For instance, depending on the type of character they are, so if they are cunning or merciful, cruel, or impulsive, the character will react slightly differently depending on what your own stats are, depending on a few other things as well. It's not as simple as they like you, you want them, so you're going to go and recruit them. Unfortunately, the game's a little bit more in depth than that. It really does depend on the size of your kingdom, the size of the kingdom that you are recruiting from, their relationship that they have to their own liege. There's a lots of different factors. So just because you maybe have 100 relationship with someone that you have been, aiming to recruit the entire game, if they have a positive relation with their own liege, if your kingdom is considerably smaller than the kingdom you're trying to recruit from, if you don't have enough money in your pocket, then you're not even going to get those questions to pop up for you. When it comes to actually a price tag, from what I've seen, a general rule of thumb is it's 3 times. So you have to actually possess 3 times the amount of money that it would cost to recruit them. So if you don't have enough money to recruit them, again, even if all the other, prerequisites have been checked, then again, you're not going to have that dialogue option pop up, unfortunately. The good news is, if that dialogue option does pop up and you get a chance to fulfill those, those 3 yellow, 4 yellow circles, then you're almost guaranteed to be able to actually hire them. You will have enough money. It all really depends whether you're wanting or willing to do that. Now, there's a few other things that you can actually do throughout the course of your game to make acquiring a new lord or a new clan easier to actually get. One of those things is having a high charm. If you have a high charm, it means you are more persuasive, which means that you'll actually be able to have a better chance of recruiting other lords to your kingdom. Now, charm is a skill that is actually very, very easy to overlook. On first glance, perhaps you don't actually want any of the perks other than Vera. Vera is a perk I would absolutely recommend. However, apart from that, you may be thinking, why should I bother? But it does give you a passive ability in which it makes you easier and more persuasive to talk to other NPCs. There are also a couple of extra perks that you would also, be wanting to pick up, like meaningful favor. You actually get a 10% better chance for double persuasion success. In other words, the critical success. Critical success is brilliant. It says 10%, but in my experience, this is a little bit broken. You actually get a little bit more than 10%. Also, within athletics at level 75, you get having going, which is slightly increase your persuasion stats. Now, it says slightly increase your persuasion chance. In my opinion, once again, this is also broken, and it does drastically increase your persuasion chance. So that perk in athletics mixed with a high charm is definitely going to help and go a long way in order to help you recruit other clans. Now, like I said earlier in the video, just because you have a positive relationship with someone, just because you have more than enough money, doesn't mean that you're always going to be able to recruit the lords that you want. Unfortunately, the one thing that you really can't control too much is the fact that the lord that you want to recruit has a good relationship with their liege, with the king or queen of the other nation that you're trying to drag them from. So if that's the case and you still want to target that lord, what I would suggest doing is waging war with those targets, and stripping them of their castles, of their lands, making them unhappy, making them not want to be in that kingdom because they keep getting beat up, they keep losing their castles. And again, actually identifying, picking and targeting a smaller, weaker kingdom than yourself is a great place to start recruiting your lords from. Like this fellow right here. He is from Britannia. Now, they are the smallest kingdom currently in my game. I was with Valandia. I kicked the absolute snot out of them. We took all their castles, took all their towns. I have rebelled, created my own kingdom. And these guys have no land, but yet they have tons of other lords and clans running around still brandishing their flag. I am a bigger kingdom than them. I'm a more attractive offer, and therefore they're actually very easy for me to grab up and recruit. As you can see, I'm grabbing up 2 extra lords here, both belonging to the same faction, and I did it for absolute peanuts. Every now and again, these lords are going to cost an awful lot of money, especially if the lords that you are recruiting are landed, so keep that in mind as well. The more fiefs and lands that a lord actually has, the more it's going to cost you in order to recruit that clan. I will also say that keeping those lords in your kingdom is something you're going to have to be mindful of as well. Most lords will leave if they become unhappy. It's like pretty much the main reason they left the other kingdom in the first place, because they are unhappy. So if they do not have a fief and if they are not rich, they will leave. So keep that in mind. Also, even if you have a lord that has a castle, if they are poor, there's a good chance that they may leave. So go ahead and barter with them, give them a good deal. Let them have, say, 30,000 dinars in their pocket. They're not going to spend it, but they'll be happy just knowing that they have it, and therefore they'll be content within your kingdom. Another thing I think is very worth noting is that when it comes to actually talking to, whoever it is that you're trying to recruit, and you do actually try to recruit them to your clan, if you fail, just straight up fail, you don't manage to succeed in getting the 4 yellow marks, you will have to wait an entire in-game year to actually have another chance at recruiting them. If you critical fail, you might never get another chance to recruit them in your game again. So my advice to you is to save before attempting this option, because the game can be slightly unfair at times. Yes, it is save scumming, but it's between that and having a chance to never recruit in that clan again. And depending on how badly you've messed up your game, you may only have a few clans that you're actually able to ask at the beginning anyway. Another thing to note is that when it comes to actually recruiting someone and you get in that barter situation when you're going to pay them to join your clan, to join your kingdom, if you meet them outside a castle, you can use not only dinars, but you can use your goods as well. So as much gear as you actually have. If you are talking to them inside a castle or a town, you can only use dinars. You do not have your possessions with you. So keep that in mind. Maybe wait for them to step outside the town before you actually talk to them. Now, as you're a kingdom, not only can you recruit other clans to join your kingdom and be part of your kingdom, you can actually now hire mercenaries as well. So back at the beginning of the game, when you was a mercenary, you had those kingdoms hiring you. Well, you can now seek out those minor factions and now recruit them to your own kingdom. Yeah, you have to pay them, but it can be really nice to have those extra armies running around under your name, even if they are only just mercenaries. The trick is to track down their head, their leader of their clan. Once you have found the leader of their clan, you just offer them a mercenary contract. So for instance, we just used the encyclopedia to find where the leader of the forest people was. We've tracked him down to the exact city where he is. We can talk on him, chat to him, and offer him a mercenary contract. And hey presto, you just got yourself a mercenary or even a hired gun. But hey, let's say you've had a bad run, you've made some wrong decisions in your game, and you have more enemies than you do friends. Your game's not over. There's still things that you can do to help you. You can actually recruit your companions as lords. You can kind of like give them a promotion and make them a lord. To do so does cost kind of a lot of money. However, it can be a really easy, quick way to cheese an extra lord and an extra clan for your kingdom. Having an extra army running around can be really helpful. It also frees up that party slot as well for yourself, meaning that you then have that, you haven't lost any troops. You do generally have those extra troops out there on the field representing your kingdom. Now this does cost 500 influence, so this isn't exactly a small feat, and like I said, it does cost dinars as well. But at the end of it, you get to name their clan and have that extra clan join your kingdom. Plus, something that I didn't even realize, that not only do you have your companion now being a lord running around, he actually has an extra couple of lords running around with him as well. So it's not just one you get, it ends up being 3 extra little parties running around, or they become a clan of 3. And you can actually watch them build up as well, like any other clan in the world. They start as quite a low level clans here, but they will build up as time goes on. Honestly, the knowledge of knowing that I can actually recruit my own companions as lords is something I wish I knew earlier in my games, because I've restarted a ton of other games simply because I've pissed too many people off and I do not have enough friends in order to compete with the rest of the world. So this for me would have been an absolute game saver. But that's the end of this video, guys. I hope that it has helped. I hope that I've explained it enough. I understand it's rather a long video, but this is a subject that you could really go into a lot more detail on. Hopefully I've given you enough information. If I haven't quite covered anything enough, or if you have any questions about recruiting other clans, or about even getting better relations with the different clans in the game, drop a comment down in the video. I'll do my very best to answer you guys. We do have that Discord as well. So if you want to join there and ask in a Discord, the link is down in the description. As well as the link for the Discord in the description, there's also a link for my brand new released book, 7 Broken and Bound. It is a dystopian cyberpunk telling a story about a man in the wrong place at the wrong time that happens to be sent to the worst prison in the country. It's an absolute brilliant story, and it's one of the greatest ways to support the channel as well. Currently available as ebook and paperback, so if you want to have a look at it, feel free to check it out. It's actually free on Kindle Unlimited as well. But until next time, guys, I've been a Monk, and we've been a Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.